Hi, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and I'm going to show you a beginner park bench workout. So some pretty basic exercises that should be accomplishable by most people. All right, so you just need a little bench here. You could use a picnic table for some of this stuff too, but you need a seat, and then maybe a back with it's got a little height to it, or the tabletop of a picnic table. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're just doing a handful of exercises, 1 minute each, and then we're going to take a little rest. So if you want to, a great way to start this one is to go for a walk first. Go for a walk, maybe a little jog. You know, if you're at that level, you know, but walk for like 5 minutes, then come to this workout, do a round of it, do another walk for 5 minutes, do a round of it, do another walk for 5 minutes, do a round of it, and then walk for 5 minutes at the end. So that ends up being, you know, a good little stretch. But I'm not gonna add the walks in there because it takes too long of a video, but I'm gonna go right into the exercises. All right, so we're gonna start off with a squat, you know, using the platform of the bench here. All right, so down, all right. I'm holding the squat, I can hold this position here, I'm pushing the butt back, squeezing the knees out away from each other, dropping in and squeezing there. Now I can come up occasionally too and just rest for a moment. If this is too hard, so we're like, first get the position right. The knees are back, the knees are out, the chest is out. You've got a good position going there. You know, it should have a lower potential of bothering knees or things like that. All right, if it is still bothering the knees, you can sit down on the bench and do like a little bit of a heel press. So it's more of like a coming up from the bottom. You dig the heels in and press in that way. All right, so either you come pause for a moment, knees out, chest out, butt's way back, weights on the heels. You can hold the whole time if you want to make it a little bit tougher, but you just intermittently pause like I'm doing here. Or you do that sit down and press the heels into the ground. It looks like the same position. Looks like the same position there. All right, but this is a great exercise for a really baseline strength for the legs. A little bit of flexibility in here too, so if I'm down here at the bottom stretching a little bit, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing there. All right, another basic one, push-ups. But we're gonna use the back of the bench, you know, for these. All right, so shoulders width in the ears, chest is out, coming down and pressing back up. All right, so we got the back of the bench here as an elevated surface to make the push-up a little bit easier. Now, most people when they do push-ups, they shrug their shoulders up by their neck and do that. Keep the shoulders away from the ears while you're doing this. Driving it up here. Abs pulled in nice and tight. So as you come down the push-up, you think about pushing the chest out, shoulders away from the ears, and then you press back up. All right, chest pushes out, shoulders away from the ears, and press back up. Try not to get the head dropping too much on the push-ups. Keep the head back a little bit here too. Now, if you need a harder version, you can go down to the sitting surface on there to do the push-up there. Put the hands on that level. All right. All right. Then we have a leg kickback. All right. So I'm going to go over this side just so you can see my full leg as it goes back. So I'm going leg up high here, reaching it nice and high there, abs in tight. All right. I'm going to try to go for minimal hand touch here. All right. So as little as I can get away with. If I want to, I can get a full extension with the arms here too, but that wouldn't necessarily be beginner anymore. That's pretty hard. So holding on while we're doing this would be more beginner. Make sure the weight's on the heel of the foot you're standing on, not on the toes too much. You can do some small up and down movements with that back leg if you'd like here. Abs are pulled in. You should feel hopefully a little bit of hamstring stretch. So the higher you go with the back leg, the more the leg is on the ground, has a little hamstring stretch going on, but you also should feel the glutes. All right, the butt is doing a little bit of work in here too. And hopefully the butt of the leg that's off the ground is getting a little bit. So pull the toes back towards you, you know, as you're doing this one. Abs pulled in. You got a whole minute on one side. All right, go ahead and switch. So you got the other side going here. All right, so try to balance as much as you can. Again, minimal hand touch if you can get away with it. So weights on the heels, chest is out. Toes pulled back, heel is up high, coming up and down here. All right, so I got a nice early morning workout here. Well, medium early. My early, a lot of times it's still dark. All right, but it's gonna be a pretty hot day today, so getting it done earlier in the day on a hot day is a really good idea. I got small little up and downs, going pretty straight with this leg, fairly straight with the bottom leg, but not locked out. All right, so there's a slight bend in there. And you want to try to see if this both hips can be around the same level. Now the hip of the leg you're standing on will have a harder time with that, but that's good. That's kind of the goal. And again, we're trying to make that one balance a little bit too. All right, so not using, maybe use fingertips if you needed to, to try to find a way to make that a little bit lighter. So now we're going to do a tricep exercise. So I'm going to grab on the back here. I'm going to let myself drop in, and I'm going to use just my arms to press back out. Dropping in, using my arms to press back from there. Drop in, and the arms. All right, so I'm leaning some of my body weight into it, and I'm using the back of the arm to push down into the bench to lift myself up. All right, now I could just stand up because I got enough pressure. I could push my toes in, but I want to try to be on the heels as you're doing this and use the back of the arm to do it, all right? So triceps, the back of the arm. People like working this area. It is a useful area to make stronger too, but it definitely shows up well when you strengthen this. All right, makes the arms look toned and strong. It's a good deal. All right, coming down. So squeeze the elbows in towards each other, not too wide apart with the hands. Tipping over here and then driving through the heels to work the back of the arms. I feel that pretty good. Now, we're gonna get some upper back work. So I call this from the field goal squeeze. Squeezing down, squeezing back, abs pulled in. Now, it's tough to get the upper back going without much equipment. So at the park here, stuff like that, to really get some rows, a lot of times you need an external weight to kind of pull on. But right here, we're dropping the shoulders down and pushing the chest out. And we're using the tightness of the chest and some of the neck muscles to work a different set of muscles. All right, the armpit muscles, the muscles underneath the arm. So I'm drawing the shoulders down really hard to try to flex that muscle under the arm, and then I'm squeezing back a bit. Down is more important than back. Make sure you get a really good solid squeeze down is a much higher value. Hard squeeze down, good quality squeeze back. Abs are pulled in a little bit. Now this will get you a really nice effect in the shoulders. Really undoes a lot of the slouching posture. All right, so the more often you do this one, the better. All right, so that's definitely a good one to include in a basic beginner's workout here. All right, so that's good on that one. So we got a seated leg raise here. So I'm gonna sit back on the bench here, using the front of the bench here. So I'm sitting down, got my legs out in front, and I can do a little slight lean back and alternating leg lift here. All right, so as I do this, my abs are holding a little bit there. My lower abdominals, I'm trying to consciously pulling the lower abdominals in while I'm lifting the leg. Maybe I'll scoot myself to the side of the bench here just so you can see that a little bit more too. All right, so I'm back here and I'm lifting up here. All right, leaning back, lifting the leg alternating. Now I could do a double leg lift. Starts to become a lot less of a beginner exercise then. All right, but we're gonna go right in here. Again, if I do it straight up and just do this, it's gonna be mostly hip flexor. That slight lean back gives me just a little bit of extra in the abdominals there. All right, pulling in hard will give me a really good benefit. All right, then we're gonna take a rest break. All right in this spot is where you could pause it and take the walk. All right, so we're gonna take a 1 minute little break here, and then I'm going to do that again, give you some more tips, hanging with you while you do this workout. All right, so it's like we're workout buddies, you know, we're working out together. All right, so again, it's not too many exercises there. You know, I think it was like seven exercises to do. So about 7 minutes, you know, to get through that. And so you got to walk ahead. Got 7 minutes. Do a walk in between. Do another 7 minutes. Do another walk. 7 minutes. You know, it'll get you. It's about 21 minutes of actual exercise time. You know, and then however far you walk, you'll add that into the overall workout time. So it could be just a 30-minute workout where it's just a couple minutes each time you go for the walk, or it could be longer where you're walking for 5 to 10 minutes, you know, in each of those walking intervals. All right, so again, you just walk back from the benches and you can get it going right there. All right, hit play on the video. All right, so we're gonna go with the squat. All right, so I'm coming down here. This time maybe I'll hold it down a little bit more. Maybe I'll do it on the end over here so you can see it better. All right, so squatting at the end here, pushing the butt back, squeezing the knees out, chest is out. So things are lined up well. Again, what people do a lot of times on the squat is the knees collapse in. Keep those knees out because that will put less pressure on them. Push the butt back behind you. What we're trying to do is make the hips do more of the work than the knees. All right, so by pushing the butt back, squeeze the knees out, and then pushing the chest out. You know, I'm putting pressure, putting weight into the hips and the muscles. You know, the quads, the hamstrings, and the butt are taking on more of that pressure instead of the knee joints. All right, so I'm holding down. Now you can hold down the whole time, and I'll try that this time. But you can also come up occasionally and pause for a moment if you need to. All right, so knees are squeezing out, chest is out. Usually while you're down there, you can constantly be improving this. So you go, okay, knees out, butt's back, chest is out, constantly kind of cueing yourself, reminding yourself. All right, then we push up again. All right, shoulders width in the ears, chest is out. Coming in here. Shoulders away, chest is out. Making sure the head's not dropping too much as you're doing this. Pressing in there. Open in, pressing out. Open in, pressing out. All right, so again, make sure you're not shrugging or scrunching in those shoulders. All right, a good push-up, you should feel the abs working a bit too. And if you're up in here with the hips piked up and your head dropping in towards the bar there, in between the hands, you're not gonna feel the abs do it. But if I go out, my head goes out in front of the hands as I do this, shoulders away from the ears, abs are pulled in, hips are low. Now I'm feeling those abdominal muscles working really, really well. Along with the arms here, all right? Single leg, balance with that kickback here, right? So again, try to do minimal touch. I'll do fingertips on this one. All right, coming up and down, abs pulled in. It's lovely, lovely work in here. Now I'm going fairly straight with the leg I'm standing on because I do want some of that hamstring stretch, right? But I don't want to lock out, So just a slight bend in that one. The top leg can be like almost locked out. The top leg is very, very straight. The leg is off the ground. Very, very straight on that one. You're gonna try to keep the hips on the same level, so keep it rocked in here. All right, nice and even on this, not rotating out, but turned in as you're doing that. All right, almost there, you got about 10 more seconds there. Hang on that balance a little bit too, so that balance is a great opportunity. Usually we need more of that. Not bad to have more balance, that's for sure. So a lot of balance is tied into our strength. Switch legs. All right, switching it up here. Fairly straight with that bottom leg. The higher that back leg is, the better it is for the lower back. The more it stretches the hamstrings, it's a good thing. So really try to get some good height on that. That's a way to progress the exercise too. So you take it from beginner to advanced, you just go, oop, a few inches higher. You know, gets you a bit more out of that. All right, so straighten that bottom knee a little bit more. Push the chest out. Make sure you're not slouching over as you're doing this. Whoa, that was a loud truck. I don't know if that's for performance sake or if it's got an exhaust leak. Up and down a little bit if you want to on that back foot. It's not essential. You're getting a decent amount of work without that up and down movement there. All right, so it's looking really good there. How's it going? Feeling good. So get that good squeeze and work here. Woo! All right, so now we got the triceps. All right, so using the bench here, dropping in and pressing up. Dropping in and pressing up here. All right, falling forward, driving those heels into the bench. Or the heels of the hand, I should say that. All right, so in, and let the arms, wait for the arms to push you back, all right? So again, I could just stand up without using my arms at all, you know, but that's not the idea. So let the arms, wait for the arms to do it. So drop in, let the arms slow you down, and press up using those arms again. So my forehead's coming down towards the bar, you know, on this, the top of the bench here, or maybe a little bit over the top of my head. And I'm pressing in there. That gives me that great 90-degree bend in the elbow. Good focus through the back of the arm there. Dropping in, squeezing out. And if I really focus in on it, good toastiness there. All right, so then we got field goal squeeze again. All right, squeezing down, squeezing back. And one of the best ones. So sideways here, maybe you can see a little bit. Shrugging shoulders down, squeezing back, lining things up in there. The chest is puffed out while I'm doing this. Shoulders squeezing down and back. Armpits are working really, really good while I'm making this happen here. Oh. Squeeze. Down, drawing back. Good posture, make sure the head's not forward while we're doing this. The harder you squeeze, the better. So the harder you squeeze down, the harder you squeeze back, the better there. Make sure it's not, don't favor the back and still get the neck tight. Release those neck muscles, let those muscles drop. If you need to check it, shrug up for a second, then shrug down again and squeeze down hard to get that full benefit of this. All right, squeezing down, squeezing back. All right, doing the alternate leg kick. On the end here again, just so you can. I can stare at you more. Oh. All right, so the abdominals now. All right, working that core a little bit here, and pull in. A lot of the difficulty of this exercise will be how well you're pulling in. And so get the chest out a little bit, lower abdominals pulled in, and opposite leg lift. Again, you could do a double, on this, but boy, that's hard. You could also bend in a little bit and do like more of a knee lift, as you're doing this one. All right, so that might be a little bit easier, to progress to as you're doing this workout. I'm trying not to hold on too much as I'm doing this. Oh yes, getting that good action. Good action going, almost there. A few more seconds left on this one. Hopefully pretty good burn happening here. All right, go for another walk. I'm gonna march here for a moment, and then I'm gonna get to the third round. All right, so you can pause it here, take your walk, and then resume back once you've completed that. So just do a quick loop around. So again, that walk can be of any length. So if it could be a 1 minute walk if you don't have much time. Just do a little 1 minute tool around, and I got the timer for you right here. so you stay nearby and just walk around the bench. All right, so that'll keep you to about 20 something minutes, for this. But if you have more time, getting that walk before, and in between each set. A lot of times people go to the park to walk anyway, but they don't do the strength training. It's really missing for most people. That extra bit of muscle work does so much more for our flexibility, for our posture, for our metabolism. It's super important. So way better to get some of this in than just more walking time. All right, so we got the squat here. All right, coming around. Push the butt back. Well, I'll do on the end again. Push the butt back, chest is out, butt is out, knees are out. Sinking in here. Things are lined up really, really well. Try and make sure the knees don't go out in front of the toes too much. So pushing back a little extra there. That extra pushback is going to work in those legs and stretch those hips out better. And that's a big important one. So a lot of times, if we haven't been training much, is that it gets hard to get out of a chair. So this is definitely a chance to make sure we are definitely able to get up chairs. All right, push that butt back, squeeze the knees out, chest is out. Some good stretching happening in there. If you're really good at this, you want to go a little bit lower. You could come around this side and push back and use the bench as something to hold on to just a little bit. If you start to fall backwards, you go, I'm going backwards. You can use that a little bit too. All right, so we got the push up again. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is out, coming in and back up. So again, I was saying if you want to make it harder, I could switch around over to this side of the bench and hit the push up there. Now, I'm fairly tall, so it does limit some of my push up depth, but it would make it harder there too. Again, you'd always have the option for push up from the knees as well. Go. As you're doing the push up, I'm really trying to improve my posture when I do my push up. So I bring my head back, I push my chest out, really trying to get myself into almost like a soldier-like position, and then pressing back out. All right, shoulders away from the ears, chest is out. There's a lot of work on my upper back. I'm basically trying to get that field goal squeeze action happening while I push. All right, field goal squeeze with that push up there. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is out. Pressing up there. All right, the leg raise is next here. All right, leg kick back. Just balance as much as we can here. Again, if you want to take another level, you go arms overhead. It starts to really tire out the shoulders, the back, and puts more pressure in the leg as well. All right, go high with that back leg. Caught myself slacking for a second there. All right, a little bit of wobbling is fine on this. All right, but you have the bench there too to stabilize yourself if you start to fall over. All right, squeezing up and down. Or just go for that big high hold, all right? Big high hold. Pull the toes back towards you on that foot that's off the ground. All right. Squeezing, lifting, and I'm feeling this here. The beginner's workout doesn't mean it's not difficult. You might not be able to hold it that whole time. Switch sides. And that's fine. Hold as long as you can and then get back to it after a quick pause. All right, so lifting that back leg up. Legs pretty straight, we're standing on, but still slightly bent. Getting some hamstring stretch in there. A lot of work in the butt as we're doing this one. Toes pull back. Leg is pretty straight. Push that back heel far away from you. Try to go hands free or go with that reach if you can. A way to take it up another level on that. I can feel my lower back, my butt, my abs, my shoulders. A lot of areas working on this. A lot of really important areas. You know, a lot of this stuff is going to be very restorative for our posture. I got 12 seconds. Extend and reach if you can. Back leg goes higher. Higher. Challenge it. All right, good. All right, they got the tricep one next. All right, so we're falling in there and pressing back up. Oh, not come a little closer. All right, dropping in and pressing up. In, pressing up here. Those elbows close together there. It's almost like a little trap door type action that's happening here. A little hinging in the elbow there. Try to keep the back pretty straight as you're doing this, and weight on the arms. All right, just let the arms do most of that. Let them shake you back up. You know, if they're doing most of the work, it's going to feel a little bit shaky to press back out of there. Oh yeah, dipping in, pressing back out, in, pushing down through the heel of the hand. Try to get both arms pretty even on this. Even amount of tired, you might have a stronger one, but try to even that off as much as you can. Field goal squeeze, the upper body one, squeezing shoulders down and back. Again, super restorative, super helpful. All right, abs pulled in, shoulders down, chest is out. All right. Now, park I'm coming from is in Canandaigua here, right across from where our studio is actually. It's called Blue Heron Park. But I do have another nickname for it. I call it Blue's Poop Park because they do some of that around here. there's a poop here and there. All right, squeezing down, squeezing back. A nice setting. Beautiful little ponds here. Nice open space. Squeezing down, squeezing back. Hard squeeze. Try to get that armpit muscle, like you're pushing down against something. Something's under your elbows, you're pushing it down and squeezing back. All right, and now the ab one. All right, last one. That's one, third and final set. All right, abs holding tight. Lifting that leg. Again, you could do the double knee lift here. Or go for a straighter leg lift here. For a leg lift, you might have to hold on a tiny bit to the bottom of the bench to get that straighter leg lift. The legs are a little bit more kicked out. It's hard to leverage them because they are a bit longer than your torso is. Hands are in tight. Getting there. We're getting there. 5 seconds. Oh, all right. Sweetness. So there you go. With a bench, I think a good basic workout that should be achievable by most people. If something hurts while you're doing it, obviously you probably shouldn't keep doing it. Come call me and we'll talk about it. I'll see if we can get you a bit of better posture or a different exercise. All right, but again, these exercises are usually fairly good for most people, even people with really rough knees. All right, so I just want to lead us off with a quick prayer. This bench is here in memory of Sydney Southworth. It says the bright light of our family, whose wisdom and love will be forever in our hearts. And so I just want to say a prayer for them. God, just to be with the family of Sydney Southworth, and just know that this bench is a blessing. It's allowed me to do a workout today, and maybe some other people will come here and do a workout or sit and contemplate and look at these beautiful little ponds here. and you just help it that there to be healing and making the world a better place, and they have with his bench, and that Sydney is a great role model, for leaving a legacy. Help us to be people where other people, think of fondly. Help us to behave that way today. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. Have fun. Be safe. God bless.